Good evening, good evening, guys. How are you doing this evening? It's a little late, but I just wanted to jump on here quickly, and of course, I have to ask you guys how you're doing, how your week is going, and how you guys have been doing all together in all of these scenarios that we've had here in Guyana and still are experiencing, by the way. But I hope nonetheless that you guys are good, I just wanted, this is the time of the month where I do all of my reminders, right? That it is 5 months and 21 days until 2020 comes to an end. 5 months, 21 days until 2020 comes to an end. It wraps up. And I know we're going to be saying hallelujah, right? Because right now, 2020, instead of 5 stars that we was looking forward to giving 2020, yeah, I think it's like at a 1 star right now. Yeah, that's just my opinion. I don't know, yeah, but that's my opinion. It's like at a 1 right now. But and of course, it's a little late. So, but it's Friday night. In previous times, you guys would have probably been out, having a drink or, just relaxing, taking the edge off for the weekend. But now everybody's home. So, y'all have a little time to sit down and think about this home ownership thing a little bit with Miss K and at Fabulous Homes. So, hear what? I know that a lot of you said at the beginning of the year that you were definitely thinking about home ownership. You were definitely thinking about changing your title from tenant to homeowner. You were definitely thinking about getting to your own home. 2020 was going to be the year, right? And this is just a reminder for those folks. I'm not only talking about, I'm actually talking particularly to those folks because there are plenty of you that started this year and you were on this natural high. And it's like, oh my God, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to finally take the steps necessary to get to my own home. I'm going to come down to Fabulous Homes to see what is being offered. I'm going to take the plunge. I'm going to definitely start my journey. And the year started off with a bang. And January, February, even into the end of February, because we do have that home buyer financial literacy seminar that we haven't been able to have since this season, Corona, right? So you guys took the plunge, and I'm happy for all of you guys. But I'm also talking to those ones that said that they were gonna start, but they haven't started. So guys, I just want to be a reminder, not devil's advocate, but I have to be because I want you to still get to your home. I want you to one day be in a position to ditch your landlord for good. I want you to one day turn the keys at your own door. I want you to one day be in a position to change the color paint on your wall without having to ask permission of the landlord. And I want you to one day be in a position where you say, this is my house. I'm actually comfortable at my own home. I actually have a property that I can actually leave as a legacy for my family in the event that I transition. And instead of leaving debt, I'm actually leaving, a worthy piece of wealth that can be transferred to generations to come. And like I always tell all of you guys, if it is a situation where, while the parents are alive, things are so wonderful and so on, and then after the parent transition and there's that one property there and everybody starts fighting over it, who is not entitled and who is not entitled and all that stuff, guess what? If it ever comes to that situation and it was to be sold, at least you guys can walk away with, a portion of the proceeds as opposed to not having anything at all, right? So there's a bright side to all of that. But for you to be in a position to do so, you have to break this generational curse, which is like a lot of you will say, hey, I grew up in a renting house. I saw my parents in a renting house, so it's okay for me to die in a renting house, right? No, it's not okay. That's why we're advocates for home ownership, and we're advocates for seeing you get to your very own home. Yes, I know sometimes it might seem a little long and a little tiresome, but don't give up, guys. Remember, you're not building a dolly house. You're actually building your own home, right? A home that you will enjoy living in. And for some of you, sometimes it's like, my goodness, can I really do this? Can I really, really, really do this? Yes, you can, right? I'm here to tell you, yes, you can. Just like so many of you that have done it before you, yes, you can, okay? The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step, okay? Remember that. So, in terms of requirements, just in case for you, if you're new and you never ever saw any of my lives before, you can always find all of our information on our website at fabuloushomesinternational.com. That's www.fabuloushomeinternationalguyana.com, or short version www.figy.com, right? Other than that, the requirements are very, very simple. We want to know a few things. We want to know that you're working, right, for at least 2 years. We want to know that you can verify that you're working. So you'll provide us with a job letter, or you'll provide us with a most recent pay stub or pay slip from your job. Next, we want you to get 2 forms of identification, government ID. We want to know that you are who you say you are. We need copies of your TIN certificate. We need proof of address where you're currently living. And also, last but not least, we want to know that after all your expenses on a monthly basis, you have at least 50,000 Guyana dollars remaining after all your expenses. So when you take your income and you take your expenses, you subtract your expenses from your income, and what is remaining there is what we call the disposable income, what you have to put towards your home. Okay? So now you have $50,000, which is the equivalent of 250 US dollars, that is remaining monthly, that can go towards your very own home here in Guyana. All right? Remember, most of our programs are for about 36 months to 60 months. We give you an opportunity to start your journey to home ownership from as low as, actually you register for just $500, which is the equivalent of 100,000 Guyana dollars. And just like all the other people that have done this before you, because we haven't just started this has been going on for now 10 years. Yes. It took off like wildfire, however, back in 2015, when the majority of Guyana found out that they too can own a home, and the houses weren't super pricey and they were affordable, and literally everybody could have afforded one. We never wanted you guys to hang your hat where your hand can reach it. All right? So if you check on our page, you can scroll down the page, you will see tons of amazing, beautiful, gorgeous homes. And no, you didn't have to break the bank to get to it either, right? You can actually afford one of those homes using one of the same payment programs that we use every single month. You could start with 50,000, or some of you might be doing a little bit more, or some of you might want to speed up your process using the lump sum program, or you could use the box hand or the layaway. There is a program for literally all of you guys, and these are programs that we've researched. These are programs that you have grown up with. A lot of you have grown up on the box, right? A lot of you paid for your education that way. You bought your car that way. You sent your kids to college that way. You extended your house that way. You bought a new house that way. You started a business. All these things you did with a box, right? The same box hand program. We have created a way for you to use the same box, the box hand, to your home program to get to your very own house. And that is wildly popular because a lot of you have gotten to your home that way. It's not some sort of a magic. It's just that we're using the same principle. It's just a lot more stricter. Yes, it's very, very strict, that we're using for you to get to your very own home. And it's, like I said, it's so thought of that all of you that have never thought, I have seen so many of you that say, oh my God, Miss K, I never ever believe in my wildest imagination that I would be here today. you know. And for a lot of you, it's like making you commit to something that you should have been doing so long ago, but you never found it necessary to do so until we were able to explain to you that if you can just commit to your home, you're not committing to Fabulous Homes, you're committing to yourself, you're committing to the process, you're committing to your legacy, right? That way you're going to be leaving something of value for the generation that's coming after you. Yes, you're committing to you. You're not committing to me. You're not committing to Fabulous Homes. You're committing to yourself. And if you can just do that, guys, 36 months might seem long. And no, you wouldn't get to your house with $1.8 million either. Is because we're using the very popular box hand program that will get you to your home. Conditions do apply. So do send us a message or come in and see us at the office. We're right on Church Street, 189 Church Street. We're not on the Camp Street corner. We're on the other corner on Church and Waterloo. All right, the 4-story building right on the corner, right next door to where Astor Cinema used to be. That's where we are. Come see us if you need more explanation as to how the program works. Because remember, all this information is online, and if you don't stuff, for a long period of time, just visit us at the office to get all the details on the program and how it works and how you too can become a homeowner. Yes, we're not going into this is the start of another decade, but we don't want you to end this decade without a house. No. We want you to end this decade with a house, and a nice one, something that you love, and you'll pay off for that one. Remember, all of our programs are interest-free programs. Yes, you heard that correctly. They're interest-free programs. So there's literally zero interest on all of our programs, all of our platforms. We want you to be able to pay off for your home in about 7 to 10 years, all right? As opposed to 20 or 30 years. So guess what? If you're in a position to pay off your home in 7 to 10 years, then guess what? You can now go to get house number 2 or house number 3. Yes, it's not rocket science. That's why I love my home, the home buyer seminars. I love the financial literacy seminars, because then I have an opportunity to break it down for you, to show you how this is not a magic, right? It is not a magic. It's using simple steps and principles that will get you to house 1, and before you know it, you're done paying for house 1. You can get to house 2, house 3, house 4. Before you know it, you have a small little real estate empire, right? And now you're not just leaving one house as a legacy. You have 2, 3, 4 houses. You have an active, say you were to make them into an investment property where you could have received X amount of dollars from each investment property. So let's take, for example, you paid off for house 1, and that was your house that you were going to live in, right? Then you have house number 2. House number 2, you decided to say, hey, well, I'm going to get another $8 or $10 million house, but I'm going to do it really nice, and I'm going to put all the amenities in there, and I'm going to rent it out for $120,000. Yes, right? Because now you have all your amenities in that house, right? And just say, for example, you were able to pay off for that house free and clear, because I know that's what you guys are going to do. Just like how you paid off for the first house, you went ahead and paid off for the second one, right? And I wish I had my board, but I don't have my board right here. But say you have $120,000, right, that you're renting the property for in a year, because now remember, you've already paid off for your house, the first one. Now this one is only strictly for income generating purposes. At the end of the year, you would have made $1,440,000 from that one property, right? Now take, for example, you decided to say, hey, I might now want to do the 10 million. I might want to make it a little bigger. So I could probably do like a $18 million property, because now you have property 1 that you already own, right? So you have leverage, you have equity from property 1, which probably you bought for 8 million or 10 million, that is worth about 20 million or 22 million. Because remember, real estate is not a car, okay? The value appreciates every single year. So let's take, for example, say you paid off a house one, you got that equity there from house one. You can leverage the equity, free information I'm giving you right now, to use to get house number 2, right? And house number 3. So let's take, for example, you had 2 of those income generating properties, but this time on the second income generating property, you had a 2-bedroom apartment upstairs, say a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment upstairs, AC, internet, you just furnished it, it was the bomb, right? You could probably fetch top dollar of about $80,000 based on the neighborhood, right? So let's use $80,000 upstairs. And then you use, say downstairs, you decided to rent that one for like $100,000. So on that one property, you have $180,000, right? And then there are 12 months in the year, right? So guess what? In 1 year, you would have made a total of $2,160,000 from your property, guys. From your property, right? Just ask yourself, what else can you do in this country right now that will make you $2,160,000 in 1 year, if it's not real estate, right? So just think about it that way, right? Because then it makes more sense to you, knowing that if I could take my one property, say I bought my one property, and then I was able to leverage my house number 1 to get house number 2, right? And then I was able to rent it out so that I could have gained some cash flow from house number 2, right? So now you had $2,160,000 that you could have used. Now, if you just rented that house for 3 years, right, you would be at $6,480,000. What can you do with $6,480,000? You can actually take that and invest it in another property, right? Exactly. And do you see how the numbers keep on climbing? So you can go from house 1 to house 2 to house 3 to house 10 using the properties that you already own. Now, what you guys always want to know why I'm so passionate about this, I am because I know that people that never ever believed in their wildest imagination that they could even own one house went from owning one house to 10 houses. You see how it goes? That's how it goes. And the only house that you're ever going to pay for really will be house number 1. So let me go back to my intro. Let me ask you again, are you guys remaining committed to your commitment to homeownership? It's 5 months and 21 days until 2020 comes to an end, right? Yes. But are you remaining committed to your commitment to get to house 1? Because once you can get to house 1, you can get to house 2, house 3, house 10, right? So it starts with house 1. For more information on how we can assist you guys, of course, I answer all your questions during the weekends to the best of my ability, right? We try to give social media a break. So send me your message and I will respond to you guys over the entire weekend. And also, if you need additional information, please go to our website, www.fabuloushomeinternationalguyana.com, or you could go to www.fhigy.com. Call us on 592-227-1380. That's the office line, and we're open from 9 until 2 o'clock now. We're carrying the time back a little bit because we're open from 9 until 1. Or if you can reach us on 609-8233 or 615-8740, or email us at info@fabuloushomeinternational.com. We look forward to seeing you guys someday soon, and more, we look forward to one day giving you guys your keys to your very, very own home. All right? One day we look forward to when you'll tell your landlord bye-bye for good, forever. We look forward to that. Good night, boyo. Have an awesome evening, And we will see you guys sometime in this very next week. All right? Bye, y'all. Be safe out there, too.